season. Is that giving us a clue to longer distances counting down to Los Angeles?
No. No. This is me having fun. This is me being able to do what I want, especially since we don't have the peer pressure of a World Championships or an Olympic Championships. I feel that this year, me and my coach have just been able to just throw ideas at the wall. And finally, we have the opportunity to do that. And one of those has been, of course, 300 meters. Losing my world record quite a few years ago to Stevie, and then I was like, one day I'm gonna go get that back. So, shoot, why not now?
So you're going after times this year generally, or just for tomorrow?
Why not both?
And what are your plans off the track? You always have plans for your persona and your character away from racing. What are they for this year?
I'm going to be doing a lot of pop-up events. I would say I've talked to quite a few people. We've been having smaller conversations with DreamCon, Fanatics, even the Savannah Bananas. Just, kind of having some fun. There's no reason to be stuck in, one area. And apparently there's a lot of Lyles fans and there's a lot of track and field fans, and I want to be able to visit them just as much as the ones on the track.
And tomorrow, you're as you're accustomed to being, you're the grand finale, the final event, but it's loaded. It's by no means guaranteed a win there, is it, against that level of opposition? You've got to be right on your A game.
Hey, that's what I love. That's exactly what I want. I want the best race. I want the best people, the biggest crowd, all the stacks loaded up. I mean, that's what moments are made of, and we're here to make fun, entertaining moments.
Good. We wish you well. Anna, if you had the chance, would you like to do 4 events within a program? Does that help you in your heptathlon preparation to compete as often as possible within a session, as it were?
Yeah, I think if they're spaced out properly and in the correct order, it definitely does. I wouldn't want to run the 400 first and then go off to high jump, but if there's opportunities to compete in multiple disciplines on the same day, I think that's always helpful for me.
We've had a theme of engagements, weddings, births, all sorts going on. You've got engaged to Darius Slayton, who is the wide receiver for the New York Jets. Is he here?
He is.
Who would win? Who would win between you and him over 400 right now?
Not Jets.
Who'd you say?
I said Giants, not Jets.
Oh, yeah.
Giants, not Jets. Sorry, I'm back home. That's a
There's a big
big
difference there. Big
difference.
difference there. Over 400 meters, I think right now I would take him. There's a running joke, I feel like, between us. I'm chasing down his 400 PR from his days as a high school track athlete when he dabbled, so hopefully I can get that sometime this year.
You actually have a ranking of performance from 10 events last year. Which is your favourite and your least favourite, and which do you spend most time on and least time on?
Ooh, that's tough. I train every single event twice a week, so quite a lot of hours at the track, so I think it's hard to say what I spend the most time on, because we try to spread it pretty evenly. I guess I would maybe say I spend the most time throwing, just because I think it's so technical, the sessions just take the longest. And the least on probably running, because I think by nature those sessions have to be shorter. You can only run so much.
Are you a fan of the idea of a women's decathlon?
Ooh, I feel like that's kind of a loaded question in our sport right now, but I think my stance on it is I would never want to deny a young girl the opportunity to try the decathlon if that's her dream or something that she wants to do. So I'm happy that there's a place for girls to do it, but I know people have brought up switching the heptathlon to the decathlon, and personally I'm not a fan of that, because I think there's so much history in the heptathlon, and it would just be such a shame to kind of move on from that. We've got the Jackies and the Caroline Cloughs of the world, and I think there's just so much rich history there of things that people have been chasing down for years and years and years, and I think it'd be really sad to move away from that.
And it's 20 odd years since it moved from pentathlon to heptathlon. The 2 newest additions to the heptathlon were the, the javelin and the 800. And those 2 events, everybody is now a respectable javelin thrower, and 800 metres, largely at your initiation, is going through the roof. Is that how you see it going over the next few years to Los Angeles? Very quick 8s to finish?
I do. I think I'd like to get a hand in it, but I think collectively just heptathletes are aware that we can train for a fast 800 and that's kind of a necessary evil for us. And you don't want to get to the last event and be out of the fight, so to speak. So I feel like we've seen everybody run faster. There's so many more girls running under 210, and I've tried to push the pace then as well, because I'm like, hey, you guys are closing down on my strength. I've got to keep a little bit of a gap there if I can. So I do think that people will be trying to run faster 8s. Definitely close with stronger jabs as well, because if you're running for an Olympic title, I think you want to be able to know that you have done everything that you can.
Do you dream of coming down the closing straight of that last 800 metres like Jess Ennis in front of a home crowd in Los Angeles?
I definitely do. I think, I've already started to get excited for LA and dream of it. I think I've been dreaming of that one for a very, very long time. So I'm just trying to do everything in my power the next 3 years to make sure that I can cross that line with no regrets about any of my preparation and know that whatever the result, it was the absolute best that I could do.
Thank you. Cordell, has life changed for you since winning the world title in September, or has it been back to business as usual, same old for the autumn?
Honestly, it's been kind of the same, just been chilling, enjoying my life with my friends and family, celebrating. That's what I spent the off season doing. I don't do all the big things, really just like my quiet life.
Would you prefer to have rounds over 60 hurdles? Do you sort of bust the rust in that way, or are you quite happy going into a straight final tomorrow?
No, one race is good enough.
And although we've seen Grant Holloway win at this meeting and he's got this incredible unbeaten run at 60 hurdles, the start tomorrow is so crucial, isn't it? Yeah,
that's what I use indoor for. Indoor, I don't really care about times or anything. There's certain things that I want to feel going through it. I've always been a finisher in the hurdles. The last 5 has always been the best part for me, so the better I can get the first 5, it only helps even more outside.
And how is your year panning out ideally? The World Indoor Championships feature, World Ultimate Championships, what's 2026 targets for you?
You'll see me for the next 2 weeks and then I'll be gone for a while.
And outdoors?
Outdoors, we'll continue to run the Diamond Leagues, see what else we want to go to, see what other meets we really want to go run at, because I haven't really looked all the way out there. It's an odd feel of a year. So we'll just see, continue to have fun, make sure we enjoy the year.
Let's start with you on New Year's resolutions. Did you make any? Have you broken them? Have you kept to them?
No, I've never really been a New Year's resolution type person, so didn't.
Anna?
I don't know that I make official New Year's resolutions, but I think I've been trying to do a better job of right now. Life is so busy with, season, family, life things, wedding planning, all of that. Just trying to make sure that I'm really conscious about how I'm using my time and intentional with it.
Wed administration, it's called, if you're building up to a wedding. No, what about you? Any resolutions?
No, I don't really do resolutions. As you know, in the track world, our season starts in November. So that's when you kind of make all your goals, not really on New Year's Eve.
Do you find your motivation is as high as ever it was? I mean, you've won almost everything the sport has to offer. Are you still just as motivated?
Yeah, I actually had to make a pretty big choice this year. Janelle was really pushing me on the idea of, you kind of need to force yourself to say, hey, you're about to go into your peak years, age-wise. You need to take advantage of each year, and just because it's an off year doesn't mean you should back off. And I was like, dang, you're kind of right. I would be very mad at myself if I didn't go out there and give everything I had, no matter the year. Just because there's no World Championships doesn't mean you can't make a big event. Doesn't mean you can't have great matchups. Doesn't mean you can't have great competition. So I need to push myself, and so I actually decided to push myself a lot earlier in the year, and I've seen some amazing practices. So this is going to be a good year.
And we're not allowed to say off year because there will only ever be one inaugural World Athletics Ultimate Champion. Could be you. Questions from the audience? Jonathan?
Question for Noah. Just to clarify, is the 100 and 200 that's still your focus for this year? And then also, what do you think about the World Ultimate Championships? Is it something you'd like to run? What do you think about the format and the prize money?
In terms of the events, I'd say expect the unexpected. I'm going to turn this year into a fan year. You know, again, sometimes you're trapped and forced to peak for specific events, for a specific time period. There's no holds on that. There's no bars. There's no one lane. Shoot, let's go anywhere and everywhere. Let's have some fun. Let's go do some off events. Let's get some matchups that you probably haven't even thought of. I think the harder thing is convincing other track meets and sometimes other athletes to get in on you with that. But hey, this is my open challenge right now. If you're an athlete out there and you got an idea for a race, let me know. Reach out to me. Let's get it done.
Can I reach out to you then on Tyreek Hill? Are you sick of hearing about that man?
I'm not sick. It's just unfortunate.
Might that happen then? One day you against whoever the NFL thinks is their best sprinter?
Anybody and everybody can get to work. It doesn't matter where you're at, what sports you're in. If you want to get your butt kicked by the world's fastest man, I am happy to give it to you.
Thank you very much. Larry.
Noah, last year when I interviewed you, I asked you about Grand Slam and you had your reservations. If there are people out there wanting to do innovative events, what advice would you suggest to them?
Well, I'm going to start that by saying I am no financial advisor. I am just an athlete who is currently in track and field. And sometimes I do some things that are outside of the norm. So I'll say, take everything I say with a grain of salt. But I think a good way to start is just by going slow. There was so much promise for what Grand Slam could become, and who knows what they'll still, Michael claims that he's going to try and go for another year. We'll see how that goes, and hopefully he's able to take what they learned and say, okay, we're going to apply it in a different format, maybe do one track meet or really go big one time instead of going for four, and just hopefully manage the money a little better.
Yeah. Well, any of the three of you. Preet, you haven't asked a question yet. We'll go to Preet for that.
And a question for you. First of all, for indoors, any plans to do Heptathlon indoors, maybe world indoors? And second question, what distance do you think you could beat Noah in? Is it 600, 800? What? If you were we've seen you race Grant, so
I didn't say anything.
how far do you think you'd have to go?
I'll start with the fun one. I don't know that I would throw a race distance out there, but I think if we made the workout long enough, maybe, towards the end of the endurance, you're probably not going to say so, but I think it could get competitive.
I'm not gonna say I'm a distance runner.
It would be reps and reps and reps and reps. So I'd say training. I wouldn't necessarily put a distance on that. But plans for World Indoors, I would love to do it. I think World Indoors has been on my track bucket list for a very long time, and I've missed it for various reasons, whether it was the NCAA season or injuries. So the prospect of doing it this year, I'm super excited about. But ultimately, always health and being ready comes first, so I'm definitely doing everything I can to prepare for that right now, and hopefully things go as planned.
Who would win in a high jump? This is a 203 man here. Who would win out of you two at high jump? Cordell, if you want.
This is called the collegiate high jumper. I only got to high school.
What have you done, Cordell, for high jump?
224.
224. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. Larry was next.
Cordell, question. You were so much fun to watch over the 110 hurdles. Are we going to see you try, would you try any other event this year, like the 400 hurdles?
Whoa. Really thought you were going to say any other event.
Okay, how about any other event? What other event would you do?
No, I'm not going above 110 meters.
Okay.
But, the runway may be calling.
Cool.
It might be.
Cool.
Any more? John, yeah.
That's far. That is a big jump.
Oh, I just wanted to follow up with Noah. The first question I asked you with the World Ultimate Champion. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh,
What are your thoughts on it? Will you compete in it? And how do you like the format or not?
Yeah, I'm sorry. We kind of
You good?
Had a little bit of runway. It's a hard conversation. I actually find it a very similar situation to what Grand Slam is in. If they want it to be successful, they got to get the highest, caliber athletes. In my opinion, the highest caliber athletes, you have to give them something that they're valuing, or they see as value. Sometimes it's monetary. Sometimes it is, more engagement, a bigger audience. Personally, they haven't offered me anything that I see as valuable yet. We have been in constant talks, but we're going to have to come to a decision pretty soon. As I'm planning out the schedule, I don't want to have this looming, are we or are we not going to go type conversation throughout the year. So that's kind of my thoughts. I think if they go full in 100% and really crack down on trying to make big star athletes out of this event, I think it could do extremely well. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts in the general sense.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. I should mention that 300 metres that Noah's contesting tomorrow is named for Jesse Lubier, who was a member of the global team and much missed, passed away a few years ago. So good luck, may the best man win in the Jesse Lubier men's 300 metres, and good luck to all of you. Thank you very much.